Hello and welcome to our free financial forecast. Today is Wednesday, March 30th. I'm Robert Charles, and in this video you'll discover all you need to know to forecast the Russian ruble. And the reason we're looking at the ruble, of course, is the war in Ukraine. But if you are also unaware, starting tomorrow, President Vladimir Putin has said that Western nations will have to buy Russian goods in rubles, and that is an issue, of course, especially for the Europeans, since they have a reliance to a significant degree for Russian oil and gas. The G7 has said they won't pay in rubles, and the Russians have said, yes, you will, and so we're in a bit of a spat. Now, that's important as far as the ruble is concerned, because, of course, if the European nations, Western nations, end up paying for Russian goods in rubles, they will first have to go into the market, buy rubles in order to pay. That naturally will buy the ruble up. So let's take a look and see what the market has to say about this. We have three charts on the board. The top is our long-term weekly chart. The medium-term chart is in the middle, the daily chart, and the short-term 60-minute chart on the bottom. We have the cloud on the chart, which you see with most people who trade the cloud, the Ichimoku Cloud system. But we also have wave counts and targets. The cloud system, which most people aren't aware of, has built into it waves. They act similarly to Elliott waves. They are a bit different. There also are time and price targets built into the system. This wave count is a bit proprietary to us. We took the cloud waves and made them a little bit more objective. So these are very similar to traditional cloud waves. However, they are proprietary to us. Now, let's look at the weekly chart first. Note in the weekly chart, we have this big congestion zone. The market basically traded between the 1 and the 2 wave and went flat. The cloud acts as an equilibrium spot. The market wants to go to this place. And so when we see big moves away from it, it wants to snap back. And of course, the cloud moves towards price as well. Any case, slightly before the invasion started, the market started drifting down inside the range once people noticed the troops amassing. And then once the invasion happens, of course, it breaks down completely down to the bottom of our support zone. It broke it slightly, a little bit, and then it rejected the area and bounced up. Right now it is finding resistance at the baseline, what we call the baseline, the two moving averages in the cloud system. The slower and the stronger is the red, and that's where we are right now. It's also at a resistance point because this was old support on the way down, the beginning of our support zone, which will now act as resistance. So this market is now trying to clear that area. On the weekly chart, it hasn't yet. We'll see over the next few weeks if it's able to. If it does, it's almost certainly going to go test that cloud. The other area to watch on the way up, if it does break this area, bottom of the 1, it was support. It should now act as resistance. If you're bearish the ruble, this area should not be broken to the upside. If it is, we'll probably not only go up to the cloud, we'll probably break the other side of it. So that would be a very bullish sign indeed if that happens. On the daily chart, here's the big move from the invasion. We're in a clear downtrend. The downtrend proper started really in October, and it's been sinking since. It really rejected the cloud area here and bounced very strongly off of it. It's since the low is on March 7th, and we now have started up. We broke through the baseline. You see how momentum today has shifted up. The conversions over the baseline, so momentum today shifted. So this is a bullish sign. Now, right now it is sitting at a resistance point. We have momentum shifting. We're trying to break through resistance point, not only on the weekly, but also here on the daily. This is the fib 0.618, which is a fib number, the distance between the 0 and the 7 wave. If we do break this area over the next few days, it's going to be very, very bullish. Then we're going to be trying to move up to the 0.786, which is going to put us just in front of this 5 wave, which should also act as resistance, and the bottom of the cloud. You'll note in the next couple of days, we have a very thin sinking cloud that the price is going to run into that really shouldn't act as overly strong resistance, but it could be we go flat until we reach it and then head up. That would be the most likely scenario, I think. But right now, this market is looking like it may want to head up to that 786. If it holds the cloud and this ends up being a fairly steep retracement, our targets to the downside would be down here if this market starts trading down again and breaks through the two moving averages. But right now, with momentum shifting up, it's looking more likely like it wants to head up to that 786 number. So taking a look at the 60-minute chart now, you see this is leading the way up in its uptrend. Now, you notice that price and the lagging line, this blue line lagging behind price, are both beneath the cloud. So it's a downtrend on the weekly. It's in a downtrend still on the daily. However, on the 60-minute chart, price and the lag line are above the cloud. We are in an uptrend, and our wave count starts way back here. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a big 5. Note we are at a typical target to the upside, this point 1.618 target, and it really broke through it slightly. We are right now in a resistance zone, and we're seeing if we're going to break through it or not. I suspect this market's going to come down and test this 0.618, which should now act as support. And it's probably going to go a little bit flat for a while on the 60-minute chart and let this cloud sort of catch up to it. Remember, price does not like being away from the cloud for too long. It's kind of its home base. Notice, like, for example, at this 3 wave, when it was quite a distance, price was quite a distance from the cloud, it went flat in the cloud and it caught up. They touched, and then it was free to go. This is the way the market sort of moves. It moves vertically, then it goes horizontally. It gets overbought or oversold. In this case, overbought. That gets sort of worked out. Cloud catches up, and price and cloud come together, or very close to, and then it can move again to another big vertical move. Right now, we sort of need a bit of a rest. I suspect we're going to get a little more flat. The question is, does it hold support here at the target, or does it trade back down to the cloud? We'll see. So that is our forecast of the ruble. Really, we're at resistance and overbought. So I suspect we're going to see a little bit of flatness here, not big moves coming up anytime soon. However, we're getting very close to the point where this market's going to make a decision. It's sort of at it right now, where it's either going to strongly shoot up, or it's going to start going flat to down, and may even start heading back down in the direction of its downtrend. So it's sort of at an inflection point, which is why I covered it along with the fundamental news that not long, a handful of hours here, the Russians are saying they're going to demand payment in ruble, and let's see if the countries have to start doing that, if they get forced into it, or for whatever reason decide to do it, they're going to have to go in and buy the ruble. And if that occurs, more than likely we're going to shoot up. If not, we'll see if we go flat, maybe towards down. So that'll be interesting to watch. But that's our forecast for the ruble. Thanks so much for watching. We'll be back tomorrow with another free forecast in a different market.